Well, hello everyone. And I am Rhonda, as you know, the Pink Diva Studio on Instagram. And we're here with Ashley at A and B Consignment. Welcome. I love when you come on. I love when you come on.
Oh, I love being here. You guys are like so positive and happy and fun. It's always a great time.
Oh, thank you. Well, we try to have a great time as well as do a little educating and things like that. But we're closer to the end of the week. So, phew, for that. So, tell me how your week has been going so far.
Um, Everything was pretty good. Today was like super hectic. We have my small human, she's in online school.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, so that's
That
always,
can be challenging.
oh my gosh. Well, she's in kindergarten, so like I can't just leave her. I have to like make sure she's not playing with her pencil and make sure she's sitting in her chair because.
Well, that's been my whole issue. I mean, I know that we really didn't have a choice in this matter. It was
Yeah,
like we could pick and choose. But for the younger kids like her, it's challenging enough just on a daily basis to get them to, sit still or, keep them occupied. And then here you want us, well, not me, but you want moms to sit them in front of a computer for X amount of time.
I know. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It is. And then, like, I'm a psychopath. Like, I'm the first one to admit it. Like, she didn't watch TV until she was 2 years old. She didn't watch any
Hmm.
TV.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, none.
Oh, okay.
And
That was
then,
smart.
yeah. So, and she's never used a phone until like this whole virtual stuff started in the fall. And
Hmm.
she never used a computer until then either. So it was like, she did like FaceTime with like my mom and like my husband's mom. But other than that, she wasn't used to it. So
Right.
that was actually a really big disadvantage to her and I thought I was doing the right thing the whole time. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to limit the time. No, it was
Well,
a disadvantage.
well, I tell you that I hear so often about how moms. Of course, you guys, moms and dads. I don't want to be, leave anyone out,
Yeah.
but normally it's the mom that is, doing everything. I mean, you go from, maybe just having a little playtime, doing your work in between work and things like that, where now you have to just completely readjust how you're doing things. And now, you're the mom, you're doing your job, you're the PE coach, the
I
the
say,
teacher.
yeah, I told people I'm my child's virtual cruise director because
Yes.
that's what I feel like. I'm like, okay, now we got to go outside. Now we got to do arts and crafts. Now we got to, bake. We have to do math.
Right.
We got to do that. I'm like, oh my God.
Exactly. I just think that it's a lot. But again, it wasn't like, you guys had a choice. I mean, we didn't have a choice. If we were on lockdown, we're on lockdown. There was nothing else we could do. And but occupy ourselves. I mean, those of us who live alone, like me.
Yeah.
But thank goodness that we have the technology that we do.
Yeah.
Because if this had happened any other time, I just don't know where we would all be.
I know. It's crazy. Joy Marrero, she's on Instagram. I forget her handle right now, but she was talking about how she only gets to see her grandbaby really virtually. And it's so
Hmm.
sad. I mean, my mom's always,
So many people like that. I know not long ago, once, and now you're seeing it. I just want to say that now you're seeing where people are getting their shots. They're able to go visit their kids. They're able to see their grandkids and hug them for the first time sometimes.
yeah.
And I just think, I mean, while I was kind of, about the shot, I'm kind of like coming around a little bit. It won't be that Johnson shot though.
No,
No, no, no, ma'am.
no.
So, which you know what, Ashley, when they first came out that they were doing a shot, I'm like, why don't they stick to baby powder or baby oil? I
Yeah,
need them to stay in their lane. Why are
yeah,
you over
for
here
real.
trying to create this?
Yeah,
And now it's been disastrous.
I know. That and the AstraZeneca one was bad too. But my
Hmm.
husband and I both are double vaccinated. We both had the Pfizer. I didn't have any reactions. He didn't have any the first day, the first one, but the second one, he was like out for like 24 hours straight from like 9 p.m. the night that he got it to like 9 p.m. the next day. He was just like on the couch watching movies, just like,
Oh,
yeah.
well, one of my besties, she got the shot. And I think we talked like a few days after she had gotten it. And she was like, oh my God, I can hardly lift my arm. She was like, I could, this is as far as she could go. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, I said, well, my arm gets like that if I take the flu shot or something like that. It hurts
Yeah.
for a couple of days. And she was like, oh, well, double that. I was like,
I actually think my flu shot this year was worse than the COVID shot.
really? Oh my God.
It could have just been the person that like did it. Like I
Yeah.
went
Well, now that it
to,
makes a difference.
yeah, I got mine done down in Atlantic City at the convention center, and they had like the military there, and then they had the hospital representatives there administering the shots, and they were just like, which arm? I was like, left. They're like, boop. And I was like, it's done. But like when I got my flu
I
shot,
like it when it's like that.
yeah, it was so good. And when I got my flu shot, it was like, oh, where are we going here? What are we doing?
Oh no.
So maybe it was a
I
good
just
person.
like it to be like this, because I'm
Yeah.
not afraid of shots or anything. But it's not like they just feel wonderful either.
No, exactly.
But I just like it to be one and done. Let's do it. Bye.
Yep.
Hey, my daughter, Liz, thanks for joining Ashley and I. Tiana is having a little bit of technical difficulties, so she'll be joining us shortly. But until then, Ashley and I are just going to be Gabby because we don't want to talk about what she's here for till Tiana comes.
I know.
Hey, Libby, thanks for joining. Bourbon City Picker. Hey, thanks for joining. I wanted to tell you that I love your pick. Oh my God. I don't know. You remind me of this guy from Sons of Anarchy. I used to love that show. But I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, I hope you have a good day. Because I don't know. I think that on his pick, guys that have beards like that,
yeah,
always, I don't know why I always refer back to Sons of Anarchy, but it was just that one character, and I loved him. He was one of my favorite characters. But I just see that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I see that.
Well, that's good. I mean, got a little reference going.
Well, while we're talking about a little TV, I just want to know, because I know a lot of people watch Bridgerton. Did you watch Bridgerton?
No. So I have been.
Oh, Ashley.
I know, because I watched like similar shows and things like that. But I don't know if you remember, but I recently just moved.
Right. I do remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
The people here have a fireplace. Okay.
Oh.
Which is gorgeous. All right.
Okay.
Every single room had soot in it. Every single wall had to be painted with Kills first and then painted with the paint. And the guy that owned the house before us has crown molding in every single room, and even the laundry room. So you're painting Kills, then regular paint, then trim paint, and then crown molding and ceilings.
So you had to do all of this work. How did that even happen with that going to every room? Now, I've never heard of it going into every room.
It like got sucked up through I'll send you pictures, because literally we also had to replace every single electrical outlet in the house because it was like coming out of the electrical outlets. It was disgusting.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I'm trying to be nice, but it was. It was.
I'm sorry, but oh my God.
I took out the kitchen cabinets, like the shelves in them, and cleaned them off because there was soot in it. I'll send you some DMs later today, and you're gonna be like shocked.
That's horrible. Now wait, did you do this before you moved in, or had you already? Okay. All I can do is shake my head because that is insane.
It was so crazy because we had 1 week in where we owned 2 houses to move.
Yes.
Okay, so we're like, oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get it painted and everything in that week. No, because there was so much to do and we didn't know. And it was snowing in New Jersey. And my husband got the the moving truck stuck in the snow one day, and we had to get a tow truck to get the moving truck out. Oh, girl, it was.
And you know, moving is my daughter's about to move, and moving is really the suckiest thing ever.
Oh my gosh, the
And
worst.
then on top of that, I'm gonna tell you, when I moved, oh my God, it was kind of easy, but kind of difficult. But I tell you what I learned from that move is the next time I move, I'm having just one specific vehicle for my inventory.
I did that. The first trip we did was just for the inventory.
Yes,
Yeah.
one. I'm having one sink that I cannot have it all over the place because
Mm-mm.
I lost things. I couldn't find some inventory until just like a week or so ago when I cleaned out that my storage out. You know, it's not far from my front door,
Yeah,
but
you said it was like across the hall, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and cleaned it out. Found the inventory that I sold but couldn't find. Inventory, anything has to do with resale.
exactly. We did that
Because
first. That was our first trip because I keep all my stuff in a storage unit, and I had to like relocate my storage unit to somewhere closer. And the first thing was like, we got to do this. We got to do it on a Saturday or a Sunday
Mhm.
because Monday is shipping day.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that. That was one of the cabinet shelves.
Oh my goodness.
That black is soot.
Soot, yes.
Yeah,
That's
soot.
insane. I had never even, I mean, had they not cleaned their own chimney forever?
This is
Because,
a windowsill. Do you see the top? The
yes.
top I cleaned,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
that's the soot.
That is insane.
Every single room.
Well, I'm wondering is that from lack of cleaning? Because, you know, I tell you that that's a hazard. You
I
got to
know.
clean your fireplace. You
Yeah,
can't just burn it all willy nilly and not clean it.
this is like, I don't know if you can see this, but the electrical outlet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you see the
Uh-huh.
soot coming out of
That's
the top
it
of
coming
it?
up. Yes.
We had to replace every single electrical outlet because they look like that.
Oh, girl, I'd have been sending them a bill. I'd have been sending them a bill. Look, you know, I mean, could you have not mentioned that while you were
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like it's during COVID, so you can't really like, you know what I mean? You're wearing a mask, you're in here. The house also smelled, but we couldn't really smell it because of the masks that we were
right?
wearing. And then, so I don't know, when you're going to look at a place, normally, not COVID times, the owner's not home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
just take a walk or you go to the mall or something. But the owner was here both times. So then you're not like looking as like,
Like really digging and looking.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, because when they're not there, you can like open the shelves, open the this, do all that, scout around, see if you see any defaults or defective items or anything. And so, you know, with them being there, you try to be a little low key with your looking, but you're still looking.
Exactly. And like,
Oh,
okay, we knew we were gonna replace the carpet, like, because you just do that, you know? Like, okay, we like figured that, but like,
oh my gosh.
so no, I haven't had a chance to watch Bridgerton
Oh,
because
because you've been doing all that and
yeah,
just
and
still
then
unpacking and all that.
yeah, so we only had the guest room slash office, as you can see, it's still a hot
Yes,
mess. And
that's my living room most days.
yeah, and then we have it's a two bathroom house. One is upstairs and one is downstairs. And we did the upstairs one, we cleaned that, but we didn't clean the downstairs one because it was like, you know, we had to pick one.
Mm.
Like, what's your priority?
Right, right. Oh my
So,
gosh. Well,
yeah,
I hate that that happened to you, and that's really sucky that they didn't even think to mention anything. So yeah, that's kind of lame on their part because while you're excited about this sale and selling the house and things, I mean, full disclosure is necessary.
yeah,
And I agree, Bourbon City Picker. He was like, "Oh heck no! If I'm buying, I'm looking. I don't care if they're, if, they, if they're there or not. Um, my money is as green as yeah, I believe it. I mean, I wouldn't either, but I think that, I think as I probably would have been opening cabinets and things of that nature as well. But when you really get down to it, I guess I'd feel like, well, you're here, so I don't want you to feel like I'm invading, your
Yeah.
privacy. But, I see both ends of it. You see, I see that, the invasion of privacy. You don't want anybody to feel that way. But on the other hand, if you're spending your coins, honey, I need to see all the details.
I know. And, if and when we move again.
Yes, please, please, Melody, make sure that she watches Bridgerton because, honey, well, the reason I brought it up in the first place was because at first they were going to cancel it for the second season. And I just read that they have a third and fourth. I said, oh, well, that must mean the second one is coming because you can't have the third and fourth without the second one. So I was excited about that. But y'all, Ashley and I have talked, and now she can talk about why she's here because the Swagslayer is back in charge now, honey. So I'm going to sit here and sip my tea and be quiet.
Thank you so much for holding it down. It doesn't seem like I thought the more I did this, the easier it would be, the less tech issues I have. Nope, it just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Because technology, has a mind of its own. And when they don't feel it, they don't feel it. Bourbon City Picker, Libby was going to see your picture that I was talking about, and she agreed with me because it gives you SOA vibes, Son of Anarchy. Whoop, whoop. One of my favorite shows.
Okay. If I can remember.
How are you today?
I'm good. I again rolled out of bed at 12 o'clock, came into the office, turned on the computer, and was like, okay, my show starts at 12:30. No problem. Because I'm taking, time off because I wasn't feeling well Wednesday. But I'm good. I know that we are here to talk about Ashley's reseller candles. So I'm totally stoked.
Well, I didn't spill the beans because we didn't want to do that without you. But if I had to, I would have. But I hated to. So
it was taking a while. I was about to message you and just be like, look, I'm gonna do you, and I'm gonna be in the comments on my own show and just let y'all handle it. That's what I was about to let happen because I was like,
I'm here for you. I got you.
I was gonna pull a Rhonda on Hump Day Happy Hour.
And look at and not to just toot my own horn here, child, but like the clarity that I have now on this new computer is just beautiful. Yeah,
I love it. See, them Joe Bucks, put it in your life.
For the Joe Bucks. Actually, this wasn't Joe Bucks. My mistake. This wasn't Joe Bucks, but still, thank you for the Joe Bucks that came after.
Yeah, Joe Bucks helped me paint my new house.
Joe, let me tell you, Joe did a lot of things for a lot of people, honey.
Listen. I really loved Pete. That was who I really wanted, was Pete, because he's got my heart, and it's not his time yet. But I'm very, very happy with Joe.
With Joe.
I'm like, what's her name from Parks and Recreation when
I know who you're talking about.
Yes. Leslie Knope. That's me. I'm like,
yes. But I put all my Joe Bucks on inventory so I can make more money. I was like, how can I multiply these Joe Bucks into more money? How about inventory?
Yes. Now I did use a few of those coins for inventory, but I really am sitting on it. And I have a couple of more things I want to do for inventory, shelves and a couple of more boxes. But other than that, I'm just kind of sitting.
And I would not have been able to get Joe Bucks if I didn't have a separate company. Like, so if I had LLC'd, I would have 0 Joe Bucks. But because I have a corporation and not yes, exactly. That's the only reason I was able to get them because it's a whole, something totally different. Because my spouse is the working one, because I work, but his income doesn't match 2 working people's income. So anyway, back to the topic because we didn't talk about everything already. Tell me about your candles, Ashley.
Yes, come on with the candles.
So
I love a good old candle, child. I'm gonna just say that.
Oh my gosh. So this is what happened over the summer. Well, not really over. Okay. I if you guys know, I have like a working relationship with a children's consignment company, and they're a brick and mortar store. There's a small human right there. Do you want to wave? She's waving.
Hi, small human.
Oh, hello. Look at those little hands.
So
Hello. Hey, Brittany.
they do limited release candles that are hilarious. Okay.
Oh.
They do, they ship. They have one that, like, for Halloween, it was like, this year is boo shit instead of like, right? They had the Baby It's COVID outside candle.
Oh, that's nice.
New mom smell because they're a children's consignment store. So I loved those ideas. And I was like, what can I do? Like, I want to do something that's going to set me apart from other resellers.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing like, I don't know, like day planners and books.
Yes.
I'm like, I can't write. That's not my thing. Like, I'm pretty crafty. I was like, let me make some candles. Candles.
She's so cute. I love it.
So I was like, in September, I started thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to come up with these hilarious candles. I tried to work with a local candle maker, but the price point didn't work out for us. So then I finally was like, Mom, for Christmas, just get me a candle making kit. I'm just going to do it myself. So she set me up with that, and I started developing these candles, and I made 4 different fragrances. And the first one is my favorite. It is Reseller Fuel. That's right. And it smells like a long day. It's the elixir of life that gets you through all those one-on-one meetings with yourself. Morning coffee.
I love it. I can't even wait. Can the Slayers buy them now?
So I'm officially dropping them on Sunday, which is my birthday.
Okay. Oh, birthday!
Just for you.
Happy birthday.
Oh. I am
You
doing
can just come on and be our co-host.
Yes.
Come on, girl.
a limited release at 1:30 on Poshmark.
Okay.
Of 10 of each fragrance. And it is just because of you guys.
Oh, nice. So on Poshmark at 1:30, so right after the show, she's going to do 10 of each fragrance. Are you able to, do you have the YouTube channel pulled up in a separate window, Ashley?
Do I?
Yeah, on your computer.
To show your candles.
So you can put the link to your Poshmark in the live chat.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. Wait, can Melody do that? Melody, are you still listening?
Well, let me see. Well, I have to give her a wrench, so give me a second. I didn't even have it pre-pulled up because all the drama from this morning. So let me pray that I'm on mute. Yes, I am. Okay, and then Melanie's in the chat.
Melody, she was in the chat.
Okay, Melody Chen.
Melody Chen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I made her a moderator, so if she is still in the chat, can you please drop Ashley's? Oh yeah, she says she's here. I made you a moderator. Can you drop Ashley's Poshmark link to her closet in the chat so it's clickable? Oh yes. Oh, your friend's amazing. Yay.
She is. She has her own Poshmark as well, and she has her master's in fashion. And
okay, very nice.
Is incredibly knowledgeable and passionate about sustainable fashion. So if you ever have any questions about that,
Melanie, is that her Instagram name too? Melanie, put your IG name in the chat if that's not it. If your YouTube is not the same as your IG.
No, hers is Punky Bear Boutique.
Okay. Oh, okay. I know who that is. See, you guys confuse me when your YouTube name is different from your IG name because all I know is your IG name. I'm like, who's that? Okay, so Melanie dropped it in the chat.
Awesome. Thanks, girl.
Yes, and then you can click on that. So she said she is going to drop them at 1:30 p.m. Oh, did you use the drops feature on Poshmark?
I did.
I did. You. Awesome.
Yep. So then I have Cha-ching. Smells like success.
Cha-ching.
Time to take all that cash and relax with a much-deserved ocean view and a cocktail, even if it's in your office. And it smells like pina colada.
Oh, I I like that. Okay. See, I don't even burn candles, but the sayings on the front, I'm like, I need a candle. I need that
Well,
for my
funny
life.
you should say that. I'm gifting you and Rhonda each one for being on your show.
Yay! I was afraid to have candles because I had a little one. I mean, I guess she's 11 now, so because I used to burn candles, but then when I had a baby, I was like, oh, we're gonna burn the house down. So I was like, stop. So I guess 11, I should be able to now.
Yeah, definitely. So then we have payment issue. This one is so good. Smells like broken dreams and defeat. You accepted that lowball offer and now they can't pay up. So let's make lemonade out of lemons and relist.
Nice. Very nice. Let's make a lemonade out of lemons. Payment issue. Wait a minute. These are the best. Did you come up with these on your own?
Yeah, that is amazing.
I love it.
Look, and here I was when you showed one. I'm stretching the screen so I can read what it says. I was like, oh my God, that's too funny.
This is the best.
Genius.
I'm so excited. This is the last one. This one is money pile.
Oh.
Smells like a lot of work. You source all those items and now they're just glaring at you from across the room. And it's fresh and clean. It's just like
Ooh, I like that.
Just fresh and clean. I don't know how to explain
because
it.
sometimes your money pile doesn't smell fresh and clean.
Well, that's exactly what it was. And I'm like, well, then you have to launder it. And it's kind of like that kind of smell, like a fresh, like whatever.
Exactly. I like that. Those are so great, Ashley. I love that you came up with that because you're right. How many tracker, tablet, planner? First of all, I buy them to support the community. You know, I've never written in one of them. They just are stacked up.
Oh, that's good to know.
Collecting dust. I need to do a giveaway, but I'm so bad at shipping stuff out that I'm like, oh well. Wait, don't do that.
Don't do that. Well, so Ashley, I know that you came up, you wanted to come up with something different and unique, and you have. I mean, because reseller candles almost. But, I think that's an amazing idea. And like, Tiana said, you can only have so many, trackers, journals, there's like 5,428 reseller.
Okay, see.
But, there's just so much. And even for me, I did that weight loss tracker just for the group, that I have. But even me just trying to think of things to do or a product that I could come up with, it's hard. But here you go. Boom, candles. I think of candles. But
the thing is, it's like I also love to create things. Like I'm super crafty. So I like to
that might be my problem.
Right. And I like to paint. And like I just do all this like super crafty stuff, and not fine arts, but like legit craft. And I really just wanted to harness that. My husband's always like, you need to like sell your crafts and do this. And I'm like, okay. And I get really nervous. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pull the trigger. And I set the date, and I'm like doing everything. The only thing I didn't do, like I came up with the names for the labels,
right,
and the scents and stuff. I had my sticker guy make and print all the labels for me.
That's nice. That was smart.
Yeah. But I I shopped the different like containers and picked them out. Like specifically, I knew I wanted like a clean look, things like that.
They look very professional. Like when I got the picture, I was like, okay, send me a picture because you're going to come on the show. I was like, oh my God, like she had someone professionally make these. And then you just said, no, that didn't fit I was like, oh my gosh, she really made these from scratch. They look so professional. Actually, like you bought them and had them do it for you.
And that aesthetic will fit quite nicely on my nightstand because, my room, y'all don't know, but, it's black and silver. So that will fit perfectly. And awesome. Oh my God, I just can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm gonna actually add it to my items for Thrift Me This, and I'm gonna need the name and all the little sayings. You can just screenshot me all the little sayings.
Oh yeah,
because I can read them off that you have other and I'll be showing the one that I have.
So exciting.
I
And she's
know.
the queen of reels too, so you can expect to see it in a reel, because I could put it in a reel. It might not be that good.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, I'll definitely be creating a reel for all the things that I bought.
Nice.
So, everyone can see it. But I think that that is so amazing. Now, I am shook because I thought that you probably sent this out to get it
Me too.
professionally done
Me
and all
too.
that because it looks so darn good.
It does.
Thank
You
does.
rock. You rock.
I mean, I did have help because I did, have this guy, and he's on Instagram too. And I'm gonna tag him in my post later today, but because I wanted to share with your Swagslayers first before I told anybody else.
Oh, we appreciate you coming here to present your new item.
That's what we're here for.
I love it. I love you girls, and I wanted to do that. But that's the only part that I had him do. And then, I have child labor behind me. If your sticker is crooked on the bottom, the warning label sticker, the child labor behind me, she's the one that did the bottom stickers.
Yeah, sometimes, good help is hard to find, but we work for what we got.
We do.
She's so cute. Like, I have to.
You cannot deny her. She is.
And she was naming the candles. She was like, yes. Like, I can hear her in the background.
So she hears me talk about it. So, like, I have, like, Melody and my friend Lauren and my mom and Rich. They've all, like, heard this back and forth, like, a few times.
And they're like, can you release them already?
I know. I just want to.
Well, Uta says I need one of those pina coladas. Yes. I know, honey.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And they agree that they look really professional. So, yeah. I need to know all the scents again. I like the one where you're going to make the lemons out of lemonade lemonade out of lemons, because that payment issue, I'm like, why? Why did you offer me money if you don't have any? Like, I'm always confused about that.
Or like on eBay, my least favorite thing is that they don't have to pay right away.
I know. I don't accept offers on eBay anymore. I don't do that. Because mine never pay ever. And I'm like, what?
They just keep you in limbo, huh?
Yes. And I'm like, I could have already sold this elsewhere. So when you got the idea to make the candle, because I'm sure you went through other ideas of something, like, was there something else that you thought you might do and then just decided that's not going to work, and then the candles came to you, or was it just?
I mean, I tried an Etsy store before. Like, I make tons of stuff, and I had like vintage doilies, and I made them into dream catchers and things like that. I've knit blankets, and I don't know.
2 blankets.
2 blankets.
2.
2 that are in my house. There's others I've done. But I was like, I don't know, not the best. And I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And I did. And I have another idea of something that I might be doing.
Don't tell it until you do it.
I will.
Okay.
Later, in a handcrafted kind of way also, but right now I have this, and then the other part of this that I want to do, and you guys are hearing first too, is once a month I want to pair up with a reseller.
Ooh.
And I want to do a signature scent for that reseller once a month. A limited release.
Nice. She volunteering. She volunteers as tribute.
Yes.
Are we thinking about a pink jar here? I'm thinking pink jar.
I'm thinking pink jar too.
Well, that's what it will be then.
And we will work together, and we will do a limited run of 24 candles.
Nice.
Where the person will get a portion of the sales, and all they have to do is promote the candle 4 times a month.
Nice.
Oh, I'm in like playing.
Yes.
I mean, not to say that I have to be first, but I'm just saying whenever you get to me.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Very nice.
So, I'm really excited.
Because I would love to have a brunch with Diva, or a pink lemonade, or pink champagne.
She said champagne.
Yes, darling. I love some champagne.
I'm going to have to slide into those DMs later, and we will.
No, girl, we don't slide into my DM when it's business time. We just DM me. Just DM me. Sliding is something else.
A message popped up.
Yeah, that's another person talking.
Yeah, Libby says she wants to be signed up too. Okay, so as the word gets out, Ashley, you're going to need a place where they can just sign up, like a Google Sheet, because your DMs are going to be blowing up.
And I don't know how long this process takes, but you may only be able to take so many a month.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to do once a month, like each month. I think I'm going to start in June. So like you want to be June? You want to be June?
Oh, do you want to be June, Rhonda?
I could be June. Actually, it would be so cool if I could be July because that's my birthday month.
I was about to say, can I be August? Because that's my birthday month. Please.
Oh my God, Libby! Libby?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Libby, tell her your birthday.
You want June, Libby?
But I tell you, July would be fabulous, and I tell you what. I'll tell you about later.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. If that way,
are you going to do that thing, Rhonda? I'm not going to say it, but I'm excited to hear about it backstage.
That's exactly what it is. I'll tell you backstage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will be perfect.
Yes.
That's perfect timing.
Yeah, so I thought it would be really fun to pair up with a different reseller each month. We'll work together picking the scent and the jar.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so I listed the candles, they're 18 each.
Okay.
And I was thinking for
That's
when
reasonable.
I do the signature scents for each reseller, it will be a limited run of 24. And we will up the price to 20 or 22, depending on the container.
Because it's special and limited edition. That makes sense. Yes.
And let me tell you, they do that for Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yes, they do.
No, Bath & Body Works. My bad.
They do that for Yankee Candle too.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then the reseller whose candle it is, they'll be responsible for promoting it once a week for their month, which is not bad.
Nope.
And then based on the candle price, we'll work out a percentage that they will get as well.
Nice.
Right. I think that's amazing. Oh my God, just wait till we get backstage and I'm going to pour you the tea. So,
and then we'll update y'all players later on with the tea at the appropriate time.
Yes. When it's time to spill the tea, honey, y'all will definitely know. But right now, I'm still working. on it.
Yes.
Hey, Regina, thanks for joining.
Yes, your show was great last night, Regina. Sorry I couldn't be all in the comments because as soon as I jumped on and was like, hey, everyone, my very handsome, very loving, very patient, who takes care of me husband decided to come sit next to me and wanted to talk for 2 hours. So I didn't hear any of the show. But I stayed on for hours. So
I did. I was on there and I kind of missed some of the very end because I had to go shoot a video because I was like, look, I'm about to fade out. I'm tired. So I need to do this video. But I was there the whole time. I just wasn't in the comments because I was doing a little backstage stuff preparing for today.
I was ready for the comments too. I was like, yes. And the moment, like it was like clockwork, I hit the button for send for hello everyone, and he just came in the room and sat down. I was like, oh, you ain't got nothing to do. He was like, no, I just want to talk to you about something. Girl, it was 1 o'clock in the morning by the time he was done talking to me about something. I was like, is this real life? I didn't get to watch my show, nothing. I was like, and then I asked him, I said, oh, okay, honey, are you done, sweetheart? Like, because I was ready to go to bed at this point. And he was like, you want me to stop talking? I was like, I didn't say that.
You've been talking for 2 hours straight.
right. I was just wondering, aren't you tired? He was like, okay.
No, I got all this energy. I'm going to talk another 2 hours.
He was hyped up. I was like, oh,
well, what show were you trying to watch? Because you don't watch too many.
I don't, but I'm hooked on this 90-Day Fiance thing.
Oh, that's right.
So I was gonna cuddle up in my bed with myself because he usually watches TV in the living room, and we don't have a TV in our bedroom on purpose because, like, you won't go to sleep, right? Yes.
No, I have to have a TV in my bedroom.
Yes, Rhonda, I know, darling.
Because what do I do late night?
You watch TikTok and drop your phone on your face. That's what you do.
That's not that late night. Before that late night. Before later that night, I should say.
You watch TikTok?
Let me tell you, last night I was trying to watch TikTok, but I think I was so tired. I didn't get past 3 TikToks. And when I dropped that phone, that was it. I didn't pick it back up. But normally
I take my tablet in my room.
I'm watching my
Yes.
soap operas and
Oh,
listing.
that's right. Yes, she soap operas and lists. You gotta, and she did a reel about that, and it got a whole bunch of views. But I take my tablet in the room and watch the my show, which is
Oh,
I shouldn't be doing that. We have one TV in our whole house, so that doesn't happen because rooms are for sleeping and not staying up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning watching television. So
well, I'm just gonna. You know how they say you
yes,
always
actually, I'm safe.
look. You know how they say you always blame your parents for something. Well, I definitely blame my parents for this because we had a TV in the living room. We had a TV in the den. Each of us, my room, their room,
Had a
and my dad
TV?
would keep a small TV like back in the day. You know, they had them portable
Right,
TVs
with the handle,
with the
yes,
handles and
and the
things.
antenna.
He would keep one back in his office. So,
Wow.
honey, we were a family of TVs and watching TV. So I grew up that way, and I'm still that way today.
Yeah, and that
Uh,
makes sense.
and I just love watching shows. I get addicted to certain shows, you know, like my Grey's Anatomy, Station
And
19. You
see,
know, I have different shows
yes.
all week.
And
And
that's
then I
why I
record.
try not to watch episodes because, as you can see, I have a problem. I started watching 90 Day Fiance
And now
and
you
I can't
sucked
get
in.
away until I finish it. It's a problem. I watched The Office. I started watching The Office one time, like when it first came on Netflix. I
Oh
saw
my
it once,
goodness.
like when I was early college, high school, like whenever that first came out. And I was like, this show was kind of dumb. But I was like, but like my friends were like watching it. And I was at their house and I was trapped, right? And so I was like, oh, whatever. But then when I became a grown up, like there was nothing else to do. I watched The Office at my job. Like it must have been 2 or 3 weeks before I finished it because I literally watched it my whole shift and then I would get a phone call and then you don't have to stop. But like that's what and I was like, this can't happen. I don't have a job to go to now to watch something for 8 hours.
Well, yeah, I just, that's just something that I enjoy. And then I have to
Right.
think about the fact that, I was the only child. So, back then TV kind of kept me company when I wasn't on the phone talking to my friends or at school, ha ha he he with my friends or outside
Yeah.
doing the same. So,
And that makes sense. I have an only child, so I totally understand because I don't always want to be her playmate, but she does need something to keep her entertained. She still doesn't have a TV in her room, but she does have a tablet she can use. She likes music more than anything. Plus, she has the Nintendo Switch. Plus, she has freaking Wii.
See, I want one of those. I thought about Joe buying it for me, but then I thought, wait, let's just make sure you, get your other things straightened out before you go and splurge on something like this.
Yeah. We bought them as soon as they were back in stock because I was going to get it for her birthday, but they were out of stock everywhere. And remember, resellers were selling for like $800. And I was like, you are crazy.
Crazy.
So the moment Target had them back in stock, I bought one. But I wish I would have waited because she got the one with the gray nunchucks, I forget what they're called, and she really wanted the blue and the red. And I asked her, and she's like, "Oh, it's okay," but I could tell every time she plays with it, she would. And we bought a blue and a red controller to put on there, so it looks, but they're not the master controllers, so she still has to use the gray ones. But I was like,
anytime she looking at them, she like, yes, I want it blue.
Yes,
come on, gang.
And I say to myself, she'll get over it. I was like, first world country issues. I was like, whatever. But she's gonna tell that story. I can already hear. She's gonna be saying that story to my grandkids.
Remember that time I wanted the blue ones and you gave me the gray ones?
Exactly. Whatever. That's what happens when you have an only child and you spoil them. Terrible.
And I feel her. I feel her through and through. Let me tell you, because what I wanted it right there.
Ashley, yes, I agree. I wasn't the only child, but I still want what I want right now. My husband, real quick,
I still want what I want right now too.
I told my husband I wanted patio furniture, right? We've been in a house a year and something. I was like, babe, I need patio furniture. But then he will call me to tell me about how well our portfolio is doing. And so this morning, like literally before I came to, like the show was all pulled up and I was going to sit down, I went to get my water bottle. He's like, babe, I need to tell you something. And I was like, okay, what? But I'm about to get on the line. He was like, yeah, this happened with this and that, and our portfolio, this and that. And I was like, and you still can't buy me patio furniture? He was like,
I predict patio furniture is coming to you sooner than later.
I hope so. Because I was like, what? I want to sit on the porch. Like we sit out there, but it's not the same.
Tell you that, let me say this. My friends, my bestie, gave me patio furniture for my new place.
Yes, I remember that.
And so I think I've sat outside one time,
I
but that's
love
because
being
our weather's been
outside.
so
That's
janky.
true.
But honey, let the sun shine continuously. Who will be out there on that patio? I'll be filming out there on that patio.
I was just about to say I'll be doing the live show at the porch if he would get me some real patio furniture.
Yes, I'm ready. I am ready and equipped
Yes.
to do a live or something out there, do this show out there, you know. I mean,
Ashley, how often will you be dropping candles on Poshmark? And is Poshmark the only place you'll be selling candles?
As of right now, it will be the only place that I'm selling them. I'm not going to cross post it anywhere. I'm going to do a limited drop today
Right.
for 10 of each set. And then
Right.
on Sunday, I'm going to drop more. My goal is just to have them in stock.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then doing
Yeah.
the once a month drop of 24.
Gotcha.
so I'm curious when you well, I guess that's kind of what I was wondering. How's the production on that? I mean, I
The
know
turnaround time.
yeah.
The turnaround time. So I do them in small batches. So I do literally three in
Wow.
one batch
Wow.
to get the scent more uniform.
Right.
That
right.
makes sense.
So
Right.
it takes like because it has to dry and it
Right.
has to like fully settle. So that takes like 24 hours. But
Mhm.
I'll do 3, but I'll actually do a dozen run. So
Yeah.
I'll pour 3, melt 3, mix 3 scents, pour 3, and then do it again and just do a dozen in a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not bad at all. Now, I will tell you that back in the day, and you know, again, that could mean yesterday or 15, 20 years ago.
Yes.
I wanted to start making candles. You know, I was really interested in doing it. I was just all hyped out, and then it came to me as like, oh, this looks like it takes a lot of time consuming stuff. I mean, what do I need? And then I got afraid that I was just gonna buy all this stuff and screw everything up, so I never did it.
Oh.
I know,
That's
but
why I
you
have no
know,
problem by it.
maybe something else was in my future, and I was going to meet someone who's going to design something for me. Maybe that's it. It's all out there in the universe, you know.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea. I love the fact that you did this. I think that this is amazing because, again, who would have thought? I mean, and I keep calling them reseller candles simply because of the way you have the description of what it possibly could smell
Oh,
like.
yeah.
And things.
These are 100% reseller candles. They are, and I have other scents like here
Yes.
Uh-huh.
in
Yes.
the works. Okay.
All up in here.
All up in here, but they are 100% geared to resellers. They're really not geared to anyone else. I mean, maybe cha-ching, so like just an entrepreneur. But
Right.
like in general, it's just like, this is my community. This is my job. This is, everything.
And I am so hyped about it. I am so hyped about it. I've been that way since the beginning. As you know, I was like, I need one. I just got to have one. Because not only do I love candles, but I am loving this idea so much that it's reseller related.
Yes.
And again, I have to go back to, you only can buy so many of this, you only can buy so many of that.
Yeah.
But this is something I could actually just use every day if I wanted to. It's something that I would use because I love candles.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fantastic idea. I am so proud of you that you came up with this, that you executed it. And here we are going to be available to buy them when?
Today is a limited drop just for Swagslayers on Poshmark. And then there will be the full drop available on Sunday for my birthday.
Honey, you guys
So
have got
give
to
me
get
all the
this one.
birthday wishes.
Yes. I am loving it. I just have to go to Sugar Bear.
Oh, yes, about the TV.
Yeah, it's because I needed to understand. Oh, okay. So they have one TV
Yes.
on one side and for games and the other one for, okay.
Yes.
Oh, well, Tasha, I need you to make sense. Can't that says play this? Oh, well, wait, maybe this is it.
Right.
You got to have one
Right.
for somebody who wants to watch TV and
Right.
one for somebody who doesn't want to watch TV and wants to play
Right.
games. That keeps down the arguments and all that. Gotcha. See, I didn't even need to explain that. I figured that out. I had to think about it for a moment because, again, I'm an only child. I don't have siblings. I don't know how that works. So, so I got it, Tasha. I got it. But I guess that's a genius idea, though. I would have never thought of that, but it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
And that keeps them in their space with all that.
Yes. Instead of in your space.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can't be in my space.
That's why I wish mine had a sibling. So sometimes I could be like, go play in your room now.
Well, it's not too late.
Rhonda.
Yeah, I am with you. One.
Yes, that's enough. She should have been a twin here because I can't.
Let me tell you that I said those very words, and I tell you this, and I this is my truth for real. Had I not had my child when I did, I probably would not have. But I love the kids, but I would not have.
Me too.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I did because I have my granddaughter.
Yeah.
So it worked out the way it was supposed to because my child is the only child who has an only child.
Right.
We ain't playing up in this joint. So I mean, I'm appreciative and grateful for having her, but I definitely can tell you, had I not been, I would not have. I'd have been spoiling everybody else's kids.
Yes, I agree.
1,000%.
Oh. Yes, Regina, we can do that. I remember you saying that she's at that age, honey, the makeup and all. Yes, I've been through it. And it reminded me of myself because my mom wouldn't let me, get all, even mascara was a big thing, So she eventually, turned around on it. Yeah. And one day I came home and she had bought me some mascara. And a little back in the day, honey, we had that shiny lipstick, honey. Like that ate a slab of bacon. But but it was, and it was had a cherry taste.
Yep.
All strawberries and all that.
The bacon flavor just
that's a but I tell you that I was so excited about it. And then later on, of course, I got to, zhuzh it up a little bit more as I got older. But sometimes it's just sometimes it might not be a big thing to us as parents, but it's really a big thing to them.
It is.
To at least have something, you can't overdo it because I know someone, honey, they at the age of 12, this person had weave in her kids' hair, makeup galore, long nails, all this. I'm like, but how old is she again?
And then what are you going to do later in life if you did it all now?
Toddlers
and when I was a nail tech, I would not do kids. No. I'll give a little cute manicure, polish their little nails, but I was never going to put any acrylics or any tips or anything on a child. I refuse.
Yes.
Because it's too much too soon. I didn't do that with my own child. I let her have nails one summer. And a few days before school started, I was dipping them in acetone. It's time to take these off, clean up her nails and all that. Now go on about your business.
Prom, homecoming, I think will be the first time you actually you don't need nails before that.
No.
And I have a tomboy. She tells me, Mom, I'm a tomboy. I just want to wear jeans. Perfect. Because that's how I was. I was
going to say she got that honestly though, because you was kind of, I don't think you are so much now. Maybe, yeah, a little bit. But,
I wear Converse with a dress. So.
Well, girl, I think that's I can't even talk because I've worn what are those shoes? Keds.
Yes.
Which the white leather ones, honey.
Yes.
With a cute little skirt. With a cute little skirt, honey. Dress it up on, Yes, I agree. Definitely let little girls be little girls because once that crossovers,
it's over. There's no coming back.
It's over. That's it. And most of the time, by the time that they're 13, they have definitely they've already seen, you can't help it, the media, the magazines or whatever, they're friends. They've already had a whole conversation about this or that.
Yes.
So, sometimes you can lean into it and support on a low key level, And then other times, if you're not ready for that move, then you just got to explain, look, you just still need to stay this way. There's nothing wrong with being natural.
Right. Because once you get to that point, like you're there. Like, and I tell my baby all the time, enjoy being a kid. Because when you become an adult, there's no going back. How many adults have you heard say, I wish I was still a child. My parents were still taking care of me. Take that advice that you hear from them and enjoy this moment. You'll get there.
Because you'll never get this moment again. And that's true in life for all of us.
No matter what.
That's why it's so important for us to live in the present.
Yeah.
Be focused on what the right here, right now, what's going on. Because once that moment passes, honey, you can't get that back. Time is something we cannot retrieve. I don't care what Auntie Maxine said.
I don't know who that is.
Maxine Waters, child.
Oh, I don't know what that is. But yes, I agree. And just like we enjoy parenting, even though our kids are, agitating sometimes, especially being home, I am going to have withdrawals when my child returns back to school because I've gotten so used to her being here.
Oh, you and Ashley are going to be ready
when I drop her off instead of the other way around.
Ashley's already tearing up like, oh my God.
Yes.
Well, I'm here for y'all. I'm here to comfort y'all because, as y'all know, I'm done with that phase of my life. But I miss it sometimes, especially when, and this is so true. I'm a grandma. I'm a Gigi. Don't ever say grandma, but Gigi. And I tell you that now that she's 20, I'm like, oh my God, where did the time go?
Yes.
Because she still hugs and likes to get hugs and things like that. But when they're younger, they're smaller, they're just all over you. You're just embracing it and you're just enjoying the moment. And then they grow up. You're like, girl, what? What the hell? What the heck just happened? Because when she turned 20 in March, I was like, so now you're 20.
Yeah. Full-grown woman.
Mm-hmm.
Next year she'll be able to legally drink. Like, you're not.
But I tell you what. Well, she asked me before, like when she was like 18, because she had.
Okay, you're on a live. Just let's nope.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. She asked because she tastes my, just taste my wine.
Oh.
I said, well, yeah, but she's not really into that, right? It may change later, but she's not really into all that. Yeah. But I tell you that
because that stuff burns. I don't blame her. Burn all the way down.
Girl, I love some white wine and a red sweet. But I don't even drink. I don't keep liquor or wine or anything in my house because after weight loss surgery, I don't have that craving to have a drink. Yeah, I just don't.
Regina, how old is your daughter again? Like what?
Isn't she 13?
Stop hugging me.
Is she 13?
Mine follows me around the house still.
I'm gonna tell you sometimes, honey, when they turn 13, ooh, child, you need to have 911 on speed dial. Ooh. Yeah, I did it. I'm sitting here waiting on you. And that's how my daughter was. Oh my God. I'd be like, who is this person? Because all of a sudden it just changes. And
I'm not ready for that. Oh no. Wait a minute. Regina said her baby is 10. I'm done.
Well, these days, these babies that come in here, baby, they come in here like, what?
That is true.
That is true. They come here like prepared for that. They have that mindset.
Mine follows me everywhere. Just how Ashley's baby girl was in there with her. My baby girl wants to be right here, and I have to hold my hand out like this so she doesn't get on the camera because she wants to be right here.
Y'all are hilarious.
I told her, like 10 times today too. I'm like, you have to. She's like, well, can I sit in the hallway? And I'm like, yes. And then when I'm taking pictures, she's standing next to the mannequin like that. She's been posing. She's like this.
And then she got the look.
I love that. Oh my God.
You should post that sometime. You should post it. I think people would get a kick out of that. Another behind the scenes.
Right. That's hilarious.
She'll like stand like somewhere and she's like, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, does it look like a movie cover? I'm like,
oh, I see what I'm saying.
So
all the media and things like that she's exposed to.
Yes.
And sometimes the only way is to not show them the TVs or videos. But when they, even the young kids, even like on Nickelodeon or Disney.
I didn't let my baby watch Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network. I still don't let her watch because some of that stuff is inappropriate. And then my husband, who knows nothing about raising children, because of course this is our first child, he was like, oh, she can watch Disney. And I was like, I don't need her to have the false hope that there's going to be some man, knight in shining armor, who's going to come and take care of her, because that's not how life works. Sometimes you have to leave that man at the house that y'all have together and go get your own house. So she needs to be able to do that. Okay? And so the only princesses we get down with are Tiana, entrepreneur. Yeah, she got married, no problem, but she could take care of herself. And her man was not rich because his family got rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Merida from Brave, because she was like, I don't need no man ever. Mm-hmm. And then Elsa, who was like, you can't marry somebody you just met. Those are the only three we do. So
she said Elsa, and she sure did tell her, honey.
Yes.
You can't marry someone you just met. I was like, girlfriend, people do it all the time, honey. Oh yeah, they do. But back then, but this is the difference between now and back, even when my granddaughter was, because they weren't too jazzy.
Right.
Yeah. Back then when she was watching Disney and stuff, she still watches it. Okay, that's fine.
But even with that, they had such old school principles. And I was like, this is real life.
But now, baby, they just all willy-nilly, just like you said that they twerk on Teen Titans. I was like, I don't even watch that, but now I'm gonna watch it to see what's popping.
But like, there's also stuff nowadays that is a lot more inclusive that wasn't there.
Right. The potato head, which I don't have a problem with. I could care less, because my child needs to be educated on these are things that you're going to be exposed to at school, because I'm not homeschooling you. Jesus, please go to school.
Right. But I'm all about inclusivity. Now, I think that everyone should be represented,
right,
in their own truth and things like that. It's up to the parents to whether or not they want to expose them and explain that everyone is not the same. This is like explaining black and white.
100% agree. Like, I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and I was like, the whole racism and all that is like so hard for me to understand. I grew up like in a low class poverty area, so like I was exposed to a lot more things. But I also grew up like watching shows like Moesha and the one with the two twin girls and Hanging with Mr. Cooper and like all this
sister,
yes,
I love sister girl.
Right, Tia and Samara, come on, that's so Raven. And like my mom never had any problems or never stopped me from watching this and like being super inclusive. But then I like talk to people of my own age and they're like, oh, I never watched that. And I'm like, in my own race, and they're like, I never watched that. Like, why would you watch that? I'm like, I don't know, because it's a girl that's my age. Like,
right, exactly.
Right. And I think that that's great that you were watching that. And more so, I think it was great what you just said is that, education, and when people want to know and when people want to have a conversation, let's have that conversation, because that's you being an ally and, being able to inform others. So I'm always down to have a conversation. Because let me just give you the cliff notes on me.
You're clicking your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just give you the cliff notes on me. Is that I grew up, of course, in a 2-parent family. I had my mom and my dad. Okay, but I always was in private school. Back then, in the 70s, I was the only Black child in this private school. And from the 2nd grade to the 6th grade, okay, then about a few more came along. And, but I was the first, I was the only person, the only little speck, in this school. So I took, now this is going to relate. Some people are going to be able to relate to this, because I ended up modeling myself after the people that I was surrounded by.
Yes.
So I had 2 separate friends. I had all of my Caucasian friends in my school, and then I had my my Black folks over here at the church house, and in my neighborhood. Right. So it's like almost I was living, a different life every day, because I'm over here, I'm over here.
Right.
So I was exposed when I had a birthday party. That was my first party where I integrated all of my friends. And for a while, all of my white friends were here, my black friends and family were over here. Well, my dad came out. He was like, "Let's have a dance contest," and everybody blended together. Before the end of that party, everybody was dancing with everybody. Everybody was talking to everybody, everything. But I tell you that I wasn't raised just to um, not associate with people.
Right.
I mean, my dad never met a stranger. I think that I'm like him. I never met a stranger. I can talk to anybody about anything.
Yep.
But I tell you that it's good when, I mean, my first best friend ever was my friend Julie, and we're still friends today and stuff. But I tell you, it's the exposure and it's how you bring up your kids
Yeah.
to, not that this doesn't matter. All this right here, that doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. It's what's in here that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
And you teach your child to respect whomever. I don't care if they're black, white, green, or purple. If
Or
that's your
with
thing,
money, without money.
with money, definitely with money or without money. Because
Yeah.
my family was well. We were middle class. We did well, or at least back then when you're a kid, you think you're rich. You think you got money until your parents say that's not your money, that's my money. And Julie lived in a 2-story home over in Preston Hollow. I know y'all know where that is, but
Right.
it's a elite part of town. But and I go to her house all the time.
Right.
So it's just being accepting of others. It really is all about that. And when you start having these conversations with your children when they're young, I was just raised like that. My daughter was raised like that.
Yeah.
Brianna was raised like that. I mean, my parents would turn over in their grave if I decided to say, "Oh, all white people are this, or all Mexican people are this, or this, that."
Right. Because all of nobody is nothing. Yeah,
Right.
it's never an all. So,
And like,
Oh,
I was
that's
like
it, girl.
opposite
You
of you.
raising her right, Regina, honey. Because I tell you, there is nothing. This right here. If we took all of this off, baby, we got the same bones. We got the same blood running through our veins. It's not just because you're white doesn't mean that you have blue veins or green veins or purple veins. Doesn't mean that I have psychedelic, because mine would be psychedelic, multicolored. But it doesn't mean all of that.
right.
So, you just raise your kids to respect others, respect other people. Basically, that's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter who they are, because kids get exposed to so many things so early.
They do.
They do.
And
They really
that's
do.
the perfect part about it, because the kids, how they say, different things are taught. The kids could care less. They just want to be around people who treat them nice.
And that's what you should have done. Yeah. And let me tell you, when you said that, I remember having a coloring book, and I'll always use like the beige color because I thought that was my white friend Julie. But I never knew what to color myself, so I always use the black crayon.
Now Crayola has the very
yes,
they
do.
Yes, they do, and I love it. But I tell you, I love the kids, and I just only want the best for them, and I hope for all kids that they are, being taught. Because let me tell you, a lot of people don't agree with this, but hate is taught.
It is. That's what I was saying. Yes, because the kids just
taught. When
you
hear a kid saying something that would come out the mouth of an adult,
right?
Yeah, who taught you that?
The kids just want to be around people who treat them well, love them, and take care. They take care if you were missing an arm, male, female. They don't care. Like, if you're nice to them, they're gonna hang out with you.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video? It's an older video, but it's these 2 little boys, and one of them's white, and the other one's black, and they're running towards each other.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Kids do not understand the hate that people have. They don't.
Right.
That's like when I was growing up, my parents got divorced when I was young, and we lived my mom and my brother and I lived in like a low income area, and like my street, like there was no other like white kids, like it wasn't. And I grew up with every single kind of person. And then, my mom got a better job down the line. We moved down the shore, and down the shore, it's primarily Caucasian. And I just didn't understand, like some people, not everybody, obviously, but some people who are like put off by certain things. And I was just very confused as to that because of the way that I grew up. And I really just want my daughter to grow up similarly to the way that I did. And another thing that I always wanted to talk about, but I never did. I hate when people only use Caucasian images on their, like, the resell, like on your items, like
the cover photo.
Yes, like because like different companies only have like and stuff like that, and I always try and find like Asian, South Pacific Islander, African American images, and I try and keep that balance when I do use stock photos. But I see some people that don't, and I'm just like, we have to work together as resellers,
exactly,
putting content out there for people.
Yeah,
I mean, and the thing about that is that I know some people don't get it. Why we always uplift the Black community, or I'm Black 24/7, not just in February.
Right.
So I don't need you to while I appreciate the ally and the alliance. I'm Black 24/7. After February, I'm still gonna be Black. Okay?
Yes.
So I think that's why we tend to celebrate it all the time. But this applies to anyone. Is that you should always celebrate yourself, no matter who, what color, or anything.
Yeah.
You just being a person, you should celebrate yourself on a regular basis. Now, that's not to say we got to walk around and talk about this power, and all that. That just means that you need to embrace yourself, embrace your friend who's a person of color, just as I should embrace my friend who is a non-person of color. That doesn't matter. We're all in this jam together, honey.
Exactly.
And we just need to embrace that. And that's why I really empower. I empower all women.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I am an equal opportunity friend. You hear me what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
It does not matter to me. As long as you treat me right, I got you all day long. I will fight you. I will stand by you and fight your battles with you. And I think that's what it's all about. That's why I'm so hyped about inclusion for plus size women.
Yes.
And you said, I always try to find different photos to use, whether it's a Black woman, Hispanic, or, it doesn't matter to me. As long as this is what I'm going to use. And if you're not shopping with me because I use a non-person of color's picture or a person of color's picture, if that's why you're not shopping with me, that's your problem, not mine, honey.
No, I agree. But I'm saying, like, for me personally, I want to be inclusive of like all people. So I want to make sure that like I want my daughter to know that every person is equal, and I want to put out content out there that represents America in our world,
right?
Because our world is not just white, it's not just Black, it's not just anything. And if we don't like join together to kind of put those images out there, we're still perpetuating the same cycle of like Caucasian, thin, blonde, blue-eyed models.
Yes.
What we need to look at and what we need to aspire to, and that's not what we should look at or aspire to. The brunette, we need the American Indian, we need the South Pacific, we need the Black models, we need to have like all those things on there. So I don't know. That's just.
And the crazy part is, when I don't know how you guys dream. I don't dream all the time. I used to dream more when I was younger.
I dream in color.
So when I don't always see myself, like, because I'm looking at my dream through me. I can't see myself until I get to a mirror in my dream. And I remember one time I was a grown up and I had this discussion with my husband because I did not realize this. I didn't go to a private school, thank God, because ain't nobody wearing a uniform. But I did live in my mom was an engineer. So we lived in a different part of my area. And then of course, when I went to church, everybody looked like me, but they lived in a whole nother section because their parents, I don't know what their parents did, but they didn't, make the money that my mom made, So I went to school with all the children. I still have 2 friends to this day that I met when I was 5 years old. And it was because we were the only 3 Black children at the school. So it was me, another girl, and a boy. I was actually texting him today because I literally we're gonna meet up next week because I've known him since I was 5 years old. And then the other one, we went to elementary, middle school, high school. Well, the girl, she did not come to middle school with us, but we all went to high school and college together. Like that's how long we've known each other and been friends. Well, anyway, the point is, in this dream, I had to stop and look at myself in the mirror. And when I saw my reflection, I've always been thin until now, but so I was this very thin girl with very long pink hair, but I was white. And I was like, something is not right. Because like my other part of me in my brain was saying, this can't be you. That's not you. That's not what you look like. But in my subconscious, which I didn't realize till I was an adult, because I grew up literally with lots and lots of white children. They were always very nice to me. Like nobody was mean to me. Right, I actually have friends who have very racist stories, and I'm always like, what? Like, I'm always like, that happened to you? And that's how I see myself and have seen myself for so long. It wasn't until I was an adult, like I said, when I had this dream, I realized in my brain, I reflect back to myself as a Caucasian female, even though I am not a Caucasian female. And that is because those are the images I've seen my whole life, TV, magazine, at the school I went to. And you don't even realize you're subconsciously picking this up all the time. And I was like, this is amazing that I would think that. And somebody had mentioned that to me before when I was younger. And I was like, I think my uncle. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I just blew it off because I was like, no. But at that moment, I knew, yeah, that's kind of where I was. Even my high school sweetheart, loved him to death. He was such a great guy. Strawberry blonde, blue eyes. We were together like 2.5 years. I thought I was going to marry him and have his children. Thank God we didn't have children. But
thank God I dodged that bullet.
Right. I mean, he's a great guy. I'm sure he has a great family. Like we probably had multiple children, and we just had this conversation about kids now. The one is fine. And my child is a biracial child on top of that. But in my head, my perfect world consisted of a white male, because at that time I didn't know it. I thought I was a white woman. So weird to even say out loud. And I had all these little mixed kids, even though I knew my kids would be mixed, which is so weird. I had all these little mixed kids running around, but they would be way brighter than me. They would never be my melanin chocolate self. And even y'all see my baby girl on Instagram. She's a mixed child. So she is very bright. And even though we look almost exactly the same, there are still times that people will ask me, am I her stepmother? And I'm like, are you? And like, you don't even understand the words that want to come. I'm like, I just don't answer them because I'm like, no. Because even if I go out with my husband, they think that they are, father and daughter, and I'm just the extra girl because he didn't stay with the woman who made her. And I'm like, no, she was in my stomach. So it is important, to your point, to show images of other people, because even my daughter being a mixed child, she was, I don't know how to explain it. She was having, I don't want to say a problem, but I remember the first time she found somebody she could identify with on television. And what's the name of that show? The spy show.
Casey Undercover.
Oh, Casey Undercover. Zendaya. And we're not big on TV at my house. My husband watches the most television. And when she saw Zendaya, I saw a look in her face and in her eyes that I'm not going to cry, that she had never had before. And I realized in that moment, she had never seen anyone that looked like her, being a biracial child.
She saw herself.
And this was her first time she saw herself in someone else. And I didn't even realize as a parent that I wasn't putting, images in front of her that she could identify with. And I remember, I didn't say anything, she was small. She watched the show. She was so excited. She had to see every episode. And even now, like, it's on Hulu or Netflix or somewhere. So we've been watching it. But that's when she went from wanting to be, I can't remember right now what she wanted to be, but then she wanted to be a spy. And she wanted to be a spy when she grew up. From then on, she will tell you right now at 11 that she wants to be a spy when she grows up. And she may not realize it, but it was because Zendaya is a spy on that show.
On the show, yes. And I tell you that it's so important. This is why I always say, it goes, I feel the way I feel about plus sizes because people want to see people that look like them. And in my comments the other day after I made a post, one girl said to me that her sister is plus size and that she feels left out. She doesn't feel included in anything. She doesn't feel any kind of way because she feels like she doesn't fit in because she's plus size. So this applies. We have to have that representation. We have to work on being more inclusive. And your daughter seeing that, seeing Zendaya, I mean, she felt at that moment, I'm
Yeah.
sure, that wow, there's somebody else out there like me.
Yes.
And
And
here
I'll
she
never
is. Here
forget
she
that look
is.
on her face.
And then at that moment, she felt validated beyond belief. And I mean, and I love that. And I know you love that for her,
Yes.
because at the end of the day, for I'm not gonna say all, but most of us, we want to see that. We want to see ourselves on screen, in print, or wherever,
Mhm.
because hey, that's somebody who understands where I'm coming from. All we want to do is be understood in that moment.
Yes. Yes.
And while I think that is that part, especially for your daughter, to see someone that relates to her, because my daughter gets to see that all the time, is so important. But it's also really important for my daughter to see people that look like your daughter, so that there
Yes,
is nothing
yes.
holding her back
Right.
Hmm.
and nothing for her to think that is different
Hmm.
from your daughter.
Yeah.
Right, right, right. And
Except
I
for
tell you,
she's not
it's
pregnant at
important.
5 or 6. But other than that,
It's important that we expose our children to the variety, to the melting pot that is here that we live in, because it's not just all black and white all the time.
no.
It's not. You have to expose them to the little black girl down the street, the
Yeah.
little Asian girl around the corner, the mixed girl across town. I mean, everybody. We're here, and we must learn. We must learn to get along. It's a hard time right now. We have the pandemic. We had people. We're having people of color killed unnecessarily. And I mean, it's time to have these type of conversations with your friends, relatives. At this point in time, I don't even get how people are still in this mindset, because I mean, do you know really that there are so many mixed kids,
There are.
Huh?
so many mixed families,
Yeah.
now integrated families. We're not just straight black. We're not just straight white.
Right.
We're not just straight. Honey, we have a hodgepodge of things going on.
Yeah.
And it's time that we address that, and we expose our children to that. And I'm gonna tell y'all, both of y'all not gonna make me cry. Y'all not gonna do that to me.
We
So
made each other cry. We don't need your cry.
Right. Right.
We can't
somebody
have
got to
three
pick
of
her
us
up
crying.
ahead,
3 of us cannot cry on
right?
live
Because
YouTube.
y'all don't want me ugly crying on camera. I'm just tell you that now. But I will tell you that it's so crazy that I think that I never really experienced racism, but at one point I think I did, because this one particular time I was working for a nail shop, and I got on the phone because they had questions about their appointment. So I was just like, yes, there's bop, boop, 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 bop. And then when they came in, and I went up to greet them, I was like, hey, I'm Rhonda. I'm going to be doing your nails today. And she paused and was like, oh, is there a manager? So I went and got my manager.
Right. You didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah, you know. And so my manager, I went back to my seat, and I saw my manager look at me like, and then she was like,
Right.
so later on, the lady left, and she was like, I'm paying you for this appointment. And I was like, what? Why? I didn't do anything. She was like, because we don't need people like that here, because she didn't want me to do her nails because I was black. So I was just like, oh my God. I'd never experienced that before, so I
Right.
didn't know what to do with myself. So
Right.
then another situation happened as I was doing another lady's nails, and we were just having a conversation. And she was like, where are you from? And I said, oh, I'm from Texas. And she was like, really? She was like, you have such perfect diction. Y'all, in that moment, and a friend of mine was her table was right by mine. In that moment, I just wanted to chop off her fingertips because I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
And
So later on, my friend was like, "Girl, you have good diction." I said, "I know, right?" And so I'm thinking to myself, "Well, are you saying this because I'm black and I have an
yes,
education?"
yes. Because on
Because I don't
television,
see that as being a compliment.
because on television, our characters are portrayed as uneducated. They don't speak well. And again, with no matter who you are, those are the images you see all the time. So you
Mhm.
just infer that that's how it is in real life,
But
but it
check
is
that
not.
out though. But this brought me right back to my life and going to school and being the only
Right.
black child at that school because I
Yeah.
did pick up that way of
Of
speaking.
course.
So
Of
when I
course.
went to public school, I was in a hodgepodge of colors,
Right.
and they used to always say, "Oh, you talk so proper. You talk so proper. You talk so
Yep.
proper." And I'm thinking
Yep.
to myself, I don't even know what that means
Right.
because I speak like I was taught to speak.
Yeah. I just speak
Now
English.
I'm like the TikTok thing. I sometimes I speak like this, and
Mhm.
sometimes I speak like this. But both times you heard what I said.
Yeah.
Me too. And
Yes.
when I get excited, so like I grew up in, I said that, right? I grew up in a lower. So when I get really
Oh,
excited, I get a little bit, extra.
a little bit hood. Go on and say it,
Yes,
girl.
okay.
Get a
No,
little
don't
bit
say
hood.
it.
I'm a little bit.
Extra work.
So I remember like right before pandemic, I was at this burger place with my best friend, and I was like, the girl's like, "Oh, what can I get you to drink?" And I was like, "Yo, let me get that orange high C." And my best friend was like,
What
she's like,
just happened
"I'm
here?
sorry, she wants the orange high C drink. She doesn't need to say, 'Let me get that.'" And I like literally did it with the hand motions.
Right.
She's like,
And you know what? I would have chimed right in. I'm gonna have a
Yes.
strawberry.
Yes.
but I just get like very, I don't know.
Right.
I'm part Italian. I'm part German. I grew up a little bit in poverty for, up until high school through, whatever. So I had this very
Right. You have a
extra.
mix.
And I
Yes.
tell you that they back in the day, talking with your hands, they used to always say, "Oh, that's Italian. That's
Yeah.
Italian."
It's not.
I grew up with a guy who was Italian, and he never did all that. So but on the movies they will portray it like da 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 da.
Right.
Da. Well, honey, I'm nowhere near Italian. I just like
And
to
the
dance.
hands be
And I don't
everywhere.
even think that came from from
I'd be like,
I'm just all over the place. I'm just really animated, especially when I'm
Yeah.
passionate about something like I'm doing now. I don't know
that's
why.
what it is. When I'm passionate about something, I'm like super animated, and I just get very like extra.
Yes, excited. Yes.
Especially also
Yes.
if I feel comfortable. If I don't feel comfortable, I'm like very like introverted, and I don't expect. And growing up, like not having money, and then when we moved down the shore, I was super introverted, and I didn't talk to a lot of people because I felt so like I went from one kind of place to
Mhm.
another,
Very different. Yeah.
very different. It was a regional school, so there was 3 towns, and one of them was very, very wealthy, and I was just like,
Right.
Yes.
did not. I'm like,
And
oh,
And how does that work, Ashley? Because okay, another thing, being a parent, you do it once. There's not really an instruction manual. Somebody before you wrote a book, you try to read it, but it doesn't really apply to your kids. So, like my child with the whole Casey Undercover thing, I didn't even realize. But okay, my husband and I have worked our butts off, so she goes to a very good school, and a good percentage of those children's parents are millionaires. We're not, but
yeah,
she goes there, and so she interacts with children who do and see stuff that she's never done and seen, but also at the same time, so let's just break it up in thirds. It's probably a third millionaires, a third middle class, a third not so much, probably a little less than a third not so much, but of different races of the not so much. But even the ones who are like, I don't want to use lower class because I don't like that, but the ones who's they're not in the same tax bracket as maybe the middle class or the rich class. It doesn't matter what race they are; they still treat the ones that look like me in a different way than they treat the ones that don't look like me. And I'm like, but wait, we all in the same, we in the same tax. Why are you treating them different? So my question is, as my child progresses, because she'll be at she will go to school with them until she graduates high school, because we purposely live in a place where it doesn't matter what they do at the school district, she's going to be at that, we live in a tiny spot those are the schools we go to. How can I help her navigate that? Because we're just middle class. We're a middle class family. We're not, we're not millionaires like a majority of those children's parents are.
You got to talk to her. I know my mom tried her absolute hardest, without a doubt. There are certain things that I wasn't able to do, and it sucked, but I know she did everything.
All she could. Yes.
Everything that she could. But listen, what's the most important thing? Is the more important thing having a really, because you don't know, your kid, you said she's a tomboy, so maybe the more important thing for her is going on the ski trip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Versus homecoming,
yeah,
and talk to her and kind of make those decisions, because that's the only thing that I really wish I would have my mom worked 3 jobs.
Oh wow.
She did not have a day off at one point for over a year and a half.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
So
sorry.
Right.
I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just lean into it, honey. Just lean into it.
So I really wish that I would have told her prom is more important to me. You know what I mean? And my grandparents bought my prom dress, and my mom did my hair, and she put baby's breath in it.
Oh,
nice.
Oh no, it was terrible.
Nice.
You didn't like it?
I can't even look at baby's breath to this day, because it just reminds me so much of being poor.
Oh.
Because it was
okay.
And she tried her, and she did it and she stuck it, and I'm oh my gosh, I wish we would just spend that money and did, you know what I mean? So talk to her and find out is the Nintendo Switch the important thing, or are the sneakers the important thing, or is the sports stuff the important thing? What's the important thing for her?
Okay. Yeah. That's smart. I didn't think of that, because even during this time where our kids couldn't go to school, there was a section of children, whose parents could afford it, who hired 3 certified teachers.
Yep.
And all of their kids met in one place, and these 3 certified teachers taught them all year long.
Yeah.
We couldn't participate. First of all, we didn't get an invitation to participate, so let's just be 100. Because I might have been able to participate in that. I'll do anything for my daughter, but we don't get an invite for those things. And I'm like, what? You have 3 actual teachers? And the ratio to the students was amazing. They got to work one-on-one. I can't pay a full teacher's salary. I can't, and so things, and it's little things like that. And she only knows about that because, she's heard me and my friend who also goes to that school. Her children go to this school, who is in a tax bracket higher than me. And they weren't, invited either. And so, she is going to hear when she gets back to school, and they did other stuff. They've been out of the country, all kind of stuff. We haven't been anywhere but the grocery store because I don't want to leave my house. But, they've gone all over the world in their private jets, and she's going to hear about all of that when she gets back to school. And I'm just right now at 11, she might not care, but what's going to happen when she's in 9th grade, 8th grade? She's going to middle school next year. What? Because in middle school is a very rough time. And it's okay. And then you also have to deal with that. And just like Rhonda's parents worked their butts off to make sure she had the best education. And my mom too, because I went to a school like that, not realizing all the other things that really come with that. I'm getting an excellent education, but I'm also reminded daily we're not the same.
Right. And when you grow up with my mom, rest her soul, y'all. I know she didn't mean any harm, because my dad worked 3 jobs as well. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. He told her when I went to the 2nd grade, she didn't have to work any longer because he wanted her to be at home with me, and or when I got home. So, but my mom was just from a different time. And she would always, make references I was talking about, was it us or them? How many us or them was there? Or you're the only little black pepper speck in the salt shaker? You know, things of this nature. And I just be like, oh my God, you
Yeah.
know, why? Why? You know, as a kid, I didn't, I just
You didn't
laughed it
get
off or whatever.
Mhm.
But as I got older, I was like, please don't say that around my children. I'm around my child
yeah.
because I don't want that kind of I don't want her growing up with that. And
Yeah.
it wasn't really until later that, when my daughter was older, that we talked about that. And I was just like, that's just not again, that's just not how I was raised.
Mhm.
But again, here I am, the only black child at this school. So naturally, I kind of thought that that's what my life was. I thought that this is my life. Okay, I go here, I get to go to all the skating parties, the pizza parties, the this party, go to, each other's homes, spend the
Yeah.
night, have sleepovers, and do all this thing. So I actually thought that that's how my life was. And when I say what I'm about to say to y'all are just gonna be like, what? When I went to public school, again, everybody's there.
Right.
So my first day, my mom said, "Oh, how did you enjoy this school?" I was like, "I don't know. It's a lot of black people there." And at that moment, my mom looked like, "Oh my God, what have we done?"
Right. Because
What
you
have we
identified with the other children.
done? And I remember
Just like
my hair used
you.
to,
Yeah.
my hair used to be down to here. And black, of course, because I was a kid. That was. But my friend Julie had long hair too, but of
Yeah.
course her hair was blonde.
Yeah.
And so, as a child back then, we had to wear all the little pigtails and
Right.
put it up, And I was like, I want to wear my hair like Julie. My mom said, you cannot wear your hair like Julie.
Right. It doesn't
And I was
work.
like, I didn't understand why I couldn't wear my hair like Julie. And she was like, she finally, all she could say really was, your hair is different. It's
Yeah.
than Julie's hair.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I just kind of blew it off. But, of course, as I got older, I understood. And I
Right.
understood that if I wanted to wear my hair like Julie's, I had to go through a whole lot of
A
stuff, a
process.
whole lot of process to
Yeah.
get my hair straight and wind
Right.
blown like Julie.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then by that time, I was like, child, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. It takes a lot for you guys to be able to
Yeah,
flat
to lay that
iron
stuff down, honey.
products.
Not even flat iron. Like literally, if I did the blowout because I have natural, like there are no chemicals. That's what the natural means. And then they try to flat iron. I live in Florida. The moment I hit that door,
The
it's
humidity.
over. I done wasted my time. So
Yeah.
you have to have a relaxer, is what we call it, that chemical relaxer, which I had growing up because I grew up with
I
hair
did
down
too.
my back. Like it was relaxed all the way down my back. It was long, long, long. And I was young when I got my first relaxer and had a relaxer forever until,
Mhm.
oh my God, like 10 years ago, I guess, like when the natural hair movement started, I was like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. Perfect. And I shaved it all off.
You shaved it off? Oh my
I
God.
had a fade. Yeah,
Crazy.
I had a fade. I love that fade. I should have kept it
Well,
longer.
I tell you, I kept my hair long, and then I was young when I first got my first relaxer. My dad was furious at my mom,
Oh.
but I tell you that,
Thanks for hanging out, Topher. We'll see you next
yes,
time. We'll see you on the 16th on No Cap, which is tomorrow. I think
oh
it's tomorrow.
yes, it is tomorrow the 16th.
Okay.
But I, from that point on, I wore a relaxer for years. I mean, years on top of years, until I finally got my hair cut like Tony Braxton.
Oh, yes.
And
That
I
was the
know,
cut.
and honey, I could just do a little cute wrap and things.
Yes.
And then after that, I just let it go natural. I was at it, and I had it short. I had a lot of hair, and slowly but surely, going through everything I went through, and stuff. Being on 7 medications affected my hair
Oh, yeah.
Immensely.
Yes. Yes.
So this is what you get right now. But
It is beautiful.
and it's grown back in because I lost some with medication. I lost some with weight loss, but it's still a work in progress. But I
It
love
looks
my short,
fabulous.
but I love my short
Mhm.
natural look. I
Yes.
mean, I really do, and I embrace that. I loved my hair when it was longer, but it was over the years, it stopped being me.
It's too much work. Girl,
But
this hair I have right now, I have for my husband's sake. Because if I didn't have a husband, I would rock a fade every day for the rest of my life because I don't have time for hair.
For one. And I used to say I have get up and go hair because I could just run a little product through it, go about my business.
Yeah.
You know?
Very lucky lady.
Yeah. And now,
Yeah.
but the thing about this hair is that if it's not brushed, if I don't brush this hair, then I got worlds of curls. Because my hair is naturally that way. But since I've trained it now to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if I would just leave it alone, I'd be coming in here looking like a puffy-headed poodle.
Not a puppy-headed poodle. Okay.
My daughter has this like math game, and it's called Fuzz Buzzes. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, Wendy! Oh my God! No, Wendy, not a Britney Spears.
Hey, look.
No.
But you know what? It wouldn't matter because you'd rock it.
I understand because hair. You think about all the time you spend on hair, all the money I spend on hair. I mean, now, like I twisted. These are called 2-strand twists. I don't know if y'all can see them. I mean, y'all see me every day. I try to keep it in a 2-strand twist because then I can just get up and go. Okay. Because if I undo my hair, it's longer than it looks. Like it's all the way down here. It's annoying. Like who has time for that? And my stylist, like. She's booked all the time because she's that great. She's been doing my hair, oh my God, longer than I've had a child. Like she's been doing my hair. And so like, I'm finally going on the 29th, but I'm just going to look like this. And my husband's always like, you could have done that yourself. I say, yeah, it would have took me 6 hours to do it myself. I might as well just pay her to do it.
The thing that you can do yourself, isn't it?
Say it again.
It's amazing what husbands think that you can do yourself.
Yeah. You can save that money and do it yourself. Well, you're quite right. I can't, and my stylist is out of commission right now, so I will be redoing it myself. But I was in cosmetology, so I know how to do it. Right. But what people who aren't and don't have the time to sit there 6 to 12 hours doing it, what? This is
and I can relax. Instead of doing it and going like this for 6 hours, I can go to her chair and just relax.
Right. Exactly.
Your arms get tired doing it?
They do.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it took forever.
Yes.
But it's hundreds of dollars. It's hundreds of dollars. And if you get, and depends on what treatment you get. Like I never get the Wango Fango because I'm not like girly. I don't care. It can cost up to $1,000. So I understand where my husband's coming from. But at the end of the day, I don't care because I am paying her to do my hair because I'm exhausted. I do a million other things. I don't want to have to do that too.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God, I've enjoyed this conversation, y'all.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And we didn't even know we were going down that road.
I know, and then
so
we're
great.
just crying and it's a mess.
Well, that's all right, but you know what? It was real.
It was super real.
I
don't think I've ever had such a real conversation.
I know, out of the blue. I want Wendy's husband not to be offering to dye her hair. That's not what I want. I love that he loves you. Like that he loves you enough. But
no.
That's gonna be bad.
Wendy, no.
Oh my God. Let me tell you.
Tell him about flowers instead. Like,
dye my hair, boo.
Massage your feet. But
you can do anything but touch my head. Let me tell you.
Because if you mess up the hair, ain't no going back.
And I say that all the time. Since I wear it this way, I'm like one wrong slip of the clippers, honey, and
it's over.
It's
over.
No,
I am going to put Ashley's link in the chat again because her candles have already dropped. And
those candles have dropped.
The reseller candles at the link in the chat. It's in the link. I mean, it's in the link. It's in the chat several times, but I just dropped it again. Right here at the
first one, guys.
Yay! So exciting!
I love it.
Live with y'all. I sold my first one.
Very nice.
Yes,
very nice.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited. And
I'm so excited for you.
If you're just joining us, I just want to recap in 3 minutes and then we're out of here. Ashley from A&B Consignment has created reseller candles. There are 5 candles total, correct? 4 candles, and they come in 4 different scents. And can you just give us the titles really quick?
So we have Cha-Ching. It smells like success. Take all that cash and relax with a much-deserved ocean view and a cocktail, even if it's just in your office. Pina colada. Reseller fuel. Smells like a long day. That sweet elixir of life that gets you through all those one-on-one meetings with yourself. Morning coffee. Money pile. Smells like a lot of work. You source
I love that.
and now they're glaring at you from across the room, fresh and clean. And then last but not least, payment issue. Smells like broken dreams and defeat. You accepted that lowball offer and now they can't pay up. So let's make lemonade out of lemons and relist.
Yes, very nice.
I love it. And like I say, I haven't set the date for my show, but I'm definitely featuring that on there.
Yes.
I'll also, put in my stories.
Yes. And if you'll quickly tell all the Slayers about how you're going to do an exclusive candle each month for a reseller.
Yes. So every month I'm going to pair up with, or I hope to pair up with, a different reseller to do a limited edition candle for that month. It would be a limited edition of 24 candles. The reseller and I will pick custom candle holders and a custom fragrance related to that reseller. They'll promote it on their page 4 times during the month and get a portion of the proceeds as well. And it will be, changing every month and getting everybody out there and picking their own signature scents.
Very nice. Very nice. So
I love it.
Yes. Thank you for the recap, because I know some people had jumped in later. I didn't want them to forget, not hear the information. Yes. That this show was about today. I cannot wait to feature my candle that you have for sale already. I'm gonna definitely be sharing it in Poshmark. I'm gonna put it on my Instagram because I love them. It's such a creative idea. It's something different in the community. It's definitely something we can even use. So I like that it has a utility.
Right.
Yes, Katie, she's like, oh my gosh, I love the idea of custom.
Yes, isn't that amazing idea? Yes. I am so thankful for you coming on. I'm just thankful to be able to call you my friend.
Me too. I love you, girls.
I am. And I love this idea. I wish you nothing but the best with it, because I know, honey, they're going to fly.
Yes.
They're going to fly. I'm not even concerned about that. I know that's about to pop off. I also am going to put it on my Poshmark page and my Instagram and my stories, and encourage everyone to go and get one. Get yourself one, honey.
Treat yourself.
Yes, treat yourself. Because I am excited to get mine, honey.
Yes. Well, yours was picked up yesterday, so.
I love it.
She wants in her address.
I am so excited. Well, when it gets here, trust me. Now I can't do that till I do my show. I'm gonna do it on my show first.
True.
But then later on, I'll be on here with it. I'll be like,
"It's my candle." Yes.
Hey.
I was getting ready for our. Yes, we're getting ready for our karaoke, Tiana.
I know. I'm putting it together. I'm going to have it together very soon for karaoke. I actually have to run some things by somebody to make sure I have it right, because me and my technology. But yes, we are going to have Swagslayer karaoke here on the channel at some point.
So hilarious.
I know. As a reminder, we will not be here next week. That was Ashley's idea. I was like, okay, I'll do it. No problem. We won't be here next week because
we'll be on vacay.
Right. Because we are our most valuable asset. I remind you guys all the time, but then I forget to take my own advice. I have decided to take 1 week off every quarter. So next week will be our week off. But tomorrow we will be here at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Diana from Posh Desert Diva for Swagslayer Feature Friday. So don't miss out on that. And then all next week we won't be here, but then we'll return the following Monday. And we have some really good topics for you. Bring your pen and paper when we start back up, because these are going to be tips for not only your entrepreneur resale life, but for your regular life, so you can grow personally as well and build the life that you want to have to reach your goals and dreams. So we're definitely going to have some really good information. We're going to try our hardest to stay on topic.
Yes, because we're all about fun and games. But you know what? The point of the whole show really was to educate you more on things for life, for your reselling business. And we're still throwing some laughs and things, but we want to bring it back home where it was supposed to be.
Correct. Because we want all of us to grow. Because like I always say, when I'm ready to jump on my jet and go to Tahiti, I need you to be able to jump on your jet too and meet me. So,
Yes, thanks, Katie. That's
Yes,
awesome.
thank
Katie
you,
just snagged
Katie.
her a candle.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Very nice.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, keep us, keep Tiana and I informed of how it's going.
Yes.
Honey. The minute
Oh,
you
I
sell
will.
out and blow up, I'm just like, whoop.
I'm so
Because
excited.
today's the exclusive drop. So hopefully they sell out because they don't officially come out until Sunday. So
Right.
she's
So
dropping
you're
just for
them
you, for the
first.
Slayers. Yes. So tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will see you with Diana from Posh Desert Diva. Thanks again, Slayers. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.